the Titans, the division is ours. I don't care what Houston did yesterday. They're going to go get their Letterman jackets again. The Indianapolis Colts are 2-6 against the Titans since Pat McAfee came up here and did his wrestling announcement. And the Jacksonville Jaguars, they haven't had back-to-back winning seasons since I was a senior in high school.
What's up, Titans fans? Welcome to another episode of Titans Fan Battle Podcast, brought to you by the Fan Battle Sports Network. I am your host, as always, Maximus Titan Fan, and as always, my boy with me is my co-host, and we're both co-hosts. Ain't nobody co-host, really. But Tyler, go ahead and let them know who you are, brother.
What's going on, y'all, man? We almost done with the preseason. It is almost time for some real Titans football. Let's hope it's almost time to see some starters play. We were almost there, y'all. One more game of the preseason, and then we got a free weekend to relax, let our nerves relax, let our hearts settle, and get ready for Titans football. A lot of three-point games. Let's do this, baby. We almost there.
Yeah, man, I'm ready. Obviously, I want to see some starters. I say it all the time. I'm a firm believer in knocking the dust off, knocking the rust off. But a lot of people have different opinions. I had a couple different insiders, if you want to call them, Titans members of the media, tell me that Titans starters probably aren't going to see the field, at least on offense. Derrick Henry, DeAndre Hopkins, and Ryan Tannehill won't see the field, according to two or three of them. Two or three of them say, I don't know, maybe. Vrabel said it was a possibility, so there's a possibility it could be. And two or three of them are like me and who think that, yeah, they probably will get a series or two. So I'm interested to see what your take is on it, Tyler. What do you think? Starters?
I would like to see him for a series, but like I said, Monday, we know what Derrick Henry brings to the table. We know what DeAndre Hopkins brings to the table. We know what Ryan Tannehill brings to the table. So if we need to see the two backup quarterbacks go at it again one more time, let's do it. Levis was back today, so hopefully he's playing Friday. Would love to see him, see what he's done in the past 2 weeks to get better. So we know what those guys are bringing, man. We don't really need to see them in the preseason, but like you said, I would love to see them knock some rust off before we go into New Orleans and try to get a W for real.
Yeah, and that's a great segue into the other question, that the big question on Twitter, social media, we'll say, is Will Levis going to play? First of all, yes, I think he's going to play. And second of all, should he play the entire game? Should he play first half, second half? What is your take on it, Tyler? I'll go ahead and let you talk, and then I'll give my piece.
I would like to see him play a quarter at a time, if nothing else. He plays the whole game because Malik got the last whole game. I don't like that at all. I don't like that idea one bit. So I would like to see Will start it, because we saw what Malik did last week. Let's see him in the starting role, and then let Malik have the second quarter and possibly the third, and then let's see Will in the fourth and see what he does in the fourth quarter. Malik, like we said Monday, didn't really impress at all. So I want to see what Will can do. See if he can secure that backup role.
Yeah, that was another thing. I was gonna talk about this while I was doing my spiel, but I saw a story on NFL.com. Can't remember who the writer is. Wish I had it on my phone still at the moment, but I don't. But his name is not relevant. I'm sure if you look it up, you'll find it really fast. But it said basically that Malik has secured his spot as the number 2 quarterback for the Tennessee Titans, or at least made a bigger margin of difference between the two. And I beg to differ, sir. I actually say it's quite the other way around. If anything, he hurt his status to be our number 2 quarterback. And I believe that Will Levis should start, like you said, right? I want to see the starters. So I want to see them go through a series. If you go 3 and out, I want to see the offense for 2 series. I want to see a good series out of my offense, which I don't think we're going to go 3 and out. So I think 1 series and then it's done. But then I want to see Will Levis for the rest of the first half.
Yeah.
Coming out of the second half, then we can have Malik Willis come in and do mop-up duty or whatever you want to call it. Look, I'm not being mean to Malik or anything, but I saw, personally, what I saw was regression. A lot of people want to say, oh, well, Mike Vrabel told him he was able to run more, that he saw some open runs that he didn't take. And I'm sure he did. I'm sure he said, hey, man, be more liberal with your running. You know what I mean? When you see an opportunity, take it. I don't think he meant run for 90 yards and only pass for 90 yards.
Yeah.
I think that's what he meant. And if he did, then, oh, my God. I'm sorry. I just feel like with that much, you should have more production than that. You had the whole game to yourself, bro. You had that was a perfect opportunity for you to shine, and you didn't. And that to me speaks more than all the awesome practices that he's had and all the, growth and all that. Blah.
Yeah.
Sorry, man. I'm just I'm a realist, and nothing to me matters except what happens on the football field. And if you can't produce on the football field, I don't even care if you practice good. Hell, I don't even care if you practice. I said that when we wanted DeAndre Hopkins. I was like, I don't care if he never practices.
Yeah.
He's still going to be better than the wide receivers we have on our team. So I don't care how you practice. I want to see how you play on the field. And if you don't play on the field, then you're not going to succeed in the NFL. You're not going to stay with the team. You're not going to move into the positions you want to move into. So I feel like you give Levis a whole half, let him have, if you want, let him have, up until the fourth quarter, and then let Malik come in and do mop-up duty or whatever. I don't feel like giving him the whole game is fair. He was hurt, so that's part of being a football player is your availability. Yep. So if you're not available to play, it's not the other guys. You know what I mean? He shouldn't be reprimanded because you weren't available to play. That's not his fault. So, sorry, I went a little tangenty on that.
No, I agree. I know I agree with what you're saying. The thing about Malik is he's not been helped by a couple bad drops, but he also hasn't helped himself with a few bad throws where guys are wide open down the field and it's like the ball is 10 yards short or it's on a rope when it should be touched in there. Like put some finesse on the ball instead of just throwing it as hard as you can every time. And anyone who has watched this show knows I love Malik. I want Malik to succeed so bad. And the offensive play calling, the way that we run this offense is not a Malik Willis offense. It's not. It's a Ryan Tannehill offense. And he is nothing like Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah, it's a Will Levis offense.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. I think Will Levis is going to thrive in this offense, especially when you have Derrick Henry. If you can turn around and hand the ball off, you're going to be a pretty good quarterback in this offense. So Malik has to be more consistent. It doesn't help at all that he's making these bad throws and he's not consistent.
I'm putting it up. That's hilarious. Newsom coming with some funnies.
Man, dude, that would be hilarious for Taylor to come back as a tight end. That would be awesome.
Yeah, I don't think his knees would hold up to the cuts.
No, but Yeah, I don't see it as Malik is just the clear cut number 2. And God forbid if Tannehill goes down this season, then we're going to have one heck of a battle for the starting spot at quarterback. And I think we'll see something like we've seen this preseason, because we're not going to settle for 98 yards passing and 97 yards rushing from a quarterback. That's not the Titans way.
Well, that was very similar to the numbers he had in the last regular season game that he played.
And the offense moved about the same in those games as it did in the preseason game. It looked like a carbon copy. Couldn't move the ball, couldn't sustain drives, and it doesn't work.
Except Julius Chestnut.
Yeah, Julius Chestnut and Tajay Spears did their thing. But like I said, if you can hand the ball off, you're going to look like a pretty good quarterback in this offense.
Yeah, but the thing is the mechanics, man. That's the part that bothers me about Malik. I was giving him all this praise from practice because all the reports that were coming out. But then when you look at the mechanics on tape, from what I've seen in the preseason, his mechanics are not that good.
Yeah.
His footwork is still wrong. His chest is not squared when he throws the ball. Just take a double shot of Malik Willis and Will Levis throwing the ball. That's all you need.
Yeah.
You see Will Levis's feet. You see the way his shoulders are squared. You see the way he cocks that ball and gets it right out by his eyeball. I'm sorry, man. I'm not saying Will Levis is a better quarterback. He just has better mechanics. And as a rookie to a second-year man, I was hoping to see Malik really take off there. And his mechanics are a lot better than last year.
Yeah.
So I want to give him that praise. They are a lot better. But, man, darn, I didn't really think you were that much of a project. I knew you were like a 2 to 3 year project. I didn't know you would be like a 3 to 5 year project.
Yeah.
And that's what it looks like right now.
It does. And it just seems like his decision making. Good Lord. Can I get that word out? I'm not going to try again. I'm not going to try again. I don't know what it is. My mouth's not working right now. But he's not being decisive. There we go. With what he wants to do. A lot of ball pats and a lot of dropping back and then being quick to take off running after. And I understand Vrabel said that he wanted him to take those running lanes, but at the same time, if you're a quarterback, bro, and you have receivers that are open, get those receivers the ball, feed them. However, at the same time, like I said, Malik is not going to be a medium to downfield. Yeah, all right. Yeah, that's about right. He's not going to be a medium to downfield guy, though. That's not his game. He's going to be a short passes, run game, aka Lamar Jackson. How Lamar is. Lamar can throw it deep whenever he needs to, but he hasn't had receivers to be able to do that. So the offense that Lamar is in would be the offense to put Malik in, not a Ryan Tannehill offense or a Will Levis offense. So it's I'm taking some of the blame off of Malik here because that's my guy. I want him to succeed really badly, even though he started his career at Auburn, and I don't like that part. But he did play at Liberty, so we have to give him a little bit of leeway there because he didn't see anything close to an NFL caliber player on defense, much less an NFL defense.
Yeah, man, and that's another thing, man. You know what? Just gonna leave it at that. Just gonna leave it at that, and we'll see how they play the quarterbacks, and we'll go from there.
I'll be cheering either way. Either way, I hope they both succeed, man. I don't wish bad on either one of them. So,
Monday night, expect roster predictions because Tuesday is the cut day. So it actually worked out really well. I'm glad the NFL is scheduling around our podcast. That's really nice of them.
Yeah.
So Spears and Chestnut have been absolutely on fire lately.
Dogs.
Spears, who has played exclusively with the first team line, has had nothing but success in the preseason. I'd like to see it continue. And with Kyle Phillips injured, I think we see him a little bit in the slot, maybe. I don't think so in the preseason. Talking regular season here. But
I'm not against it.
And I also read something today that really intrigued me. But imagine Derrick Henry in that Wildcat offense that he does with Tajay Spears behind him.
Yeah.
Oh man, wouldn't that be cool? All right. So anyway, can they keep their streak alive? I think so. I don't see nothing but success for them. Yeah, I just feel like Tajay and Chestnut both are kind of emerging stars, and I think the combination between the two, if we were to have another injury to Henry, I don't think we would be that bad off. I don't think we would be in panic mode like we were the last time, looking for whoever we can find on the street. No, we got two good backups right behind him. One guy that could not carry the chains, but I mean, he could split carries. I mean, you're talking about a duo right there that could manage some really good yardage, and they proved that this Saturday. Friday.
Was it
Saturday? No, it was Saturday. I'm sorry. I'm getting all kinds of confused. Go ahead, Ty. You got anything to add to that, man?
I would like to say shout out to Deontay Foreman for saving that season when Derrick Henry went down. For
yes,
sure.
Yes, sir.
Big time. I was upset when we let him go, but man, Chestnut, first and second down guy. And then you got Tajay, who's a third down guy. And like you said, can possibly line up in the slot. The dude's a playmaker, man. I don't care how we get him the ball in space and let him work. He's a playmaker. He's lightning quick. Tim Kelly, do it, please. I know, I think it was Teron Davenport who put out the article saying that Tim Kelly said he would be a fool not to play to our strengths. Tajay Spears is a strength. Use him a lot. I don't care about the rookie status. I'm tired of rookies that we have that are really good not getting used. Traylon last year, Chig last year. It's been used in the past. A.J. Brown wasn't used how he should have been as a rookie. Oh, let's see. What's Cortland saying?
Locks on the roster. Man, we're doing a roster Monday. You're gonna be on the show, man. What are you doing? You're letting all your secrets out. But yeah,
Chris Moore was ever a question.
I was gonna say I think all those are pretty much locks for me, except for maybe Kyrus Jackson and Trayshawn Harrison. Unfortunately, I don't know how the wide receiver room is going to shake out. That's a wild situation right there. But I do believe that he is onto something. That Trayshawn Harrison's probably shown, and Kyrus Jackson have probably shown that their value as players are better than some of the other options like Colton Dow. Go ahead, Tyler. Sorry.
No, shout out to my fiance right there, the forever Derrick Henry fan.
Oh.
Yes, tighten up and roll tide. Thank you, babe.
Well, first one.
Shout out to you. I've converted her from a Bears fan to a Titans fan.
There you go.
Yeah,
good job.
Awesome. But yeah, man, I didn't really think Chris Moore was ever a question. Kyrus Jackson and Trayshawn Harrison, I think that's a toss up right there to who is going to make. I don't know if both of them will make it. And man, the way they're talking about Mason Kinsey, I know we've talked about him a few times and haven't really seen it with him, but the guy might make the roster. He very well might. I think he should be a practice squad guy, but I'm also not Mike Vrabel. So I'm going to trust Braves on it.
Good point.
But I mean, the way they're talking about him and all the things that he's doing in practice and in the game last week, I mean, he gets open, but I mean, against first team guys, he looks like a very small man who's going to get destroyed. So I'm not sure about him. But my bad. Let's not get into roster cuts. That's Monday. Y'all tune in Monday. Let's talk about the game.
Yeah. So Spears and Chestnut, man. All right. So you want to hear a cool stat? I was doing some more reading. Man, since I got the internet back, I feel like I have just you have no idea, man. Like, I feel like I've been in caveman days for like four whole days. I was without internet. 4 days, y'all. Anyway, now that I have it back, I'm just reading just everything I can. So I read another story. I believe it was put out by Teron Davenport. I don't know. I can't remember if it was Teron Davenport, PK. I'm sorry, guys. I'm getting them all jumbled up. But there was a story about Tajay Spears and how much he had like a 5 or 6 point yard average after contact, which was the highest or third highest, out of the entire NFL for yards after contact in the preseason. You know who was right behind him?
Julius Chestnut.
Julius Chestnut. So that's my point right there. And if you're getting yards after you get touched, that means you're a good running back. Now, if my coach last week brought up a great point because we're trying to teach our kids how to block properly. Emmitt Smith was one of the greatest running backs, not only because he was a good running back, but because he had one of the best offensive lines to run behind in NFL history.
Yep.
It was one of the best in NFL history for running the ball. So if you're getting hit and you can still get yardage after that, that's that much more of an awesome running back that you are. If you got good blocking, that's great. You're going to get yardage anyway. But if you can make yards after contact like Derrick Henry does, then that means you're going to produce that much more yardage. I don't know. I'm really high on Spears and Chestnut.
Yes.
Highest among rookies. Thank you, Cortland.
It helps that their starting running back is going to be number one in that category, like he is almost every year. So,
look at this. Homeboy is bringing the stat. That's a good point there, and I agree with you. I don't know that he's a practice squad guy, but Tajay is the third highest. Do you know who the first is? Peter Skoronski.
Yeah.
So the Titans have the first and the third best rookie.
Or that's from PFF? I'm guessing Pro Football Focus, Cortland.
And
I'm imagining.
Aren't those the rounds they were taking in?
Yeah.
First, so that's. I mean, hey, man,
part of an All-Pro guard, man. If we got an All-Pro guard out of the draft, I would be happy with the entire draft. If we can get 2 or 3 starters, 4 starters out of the draft, I'll be even happier. It looks like we might. So let's hope Levis does his thing.
Yeah.
If he turns into a dog, this is one of the best drafts we've ever had in Nashville. Because normally we have about 1 starter every 3 years out of a draft. So
agreed. Yeah, we haven't had great drafts since old Rob Boy was just pulling the trigger on whoever he wanted.
Yeah. Anybody with a torn ACL, he had him.
Speaking of streaks, yeah, man, yeah. No, man, I don't think you cut him. I just and besides, you could put him on IR. No, you definitely don't cut him. But yeah, he's saying the last wide receiver we plan to cut is going to be with us to start the season. But I don't think Phillips is starting on IR because that's an automatic 4 weeks that he's out, and he's only out 4 to 6 weeks. I don't know. Roster wise, I might go ahead and put him on IR.
I don't think so, because if you think about it, if he's out 4 weeks, then that means he's coming back week 2 or 3. And I don't think we're going to put him out the first 4 weeks of the season, unless the doctors say that. Now, if the doctors say that he's going to be out 6 weeks, then yeah, we put him on IR to start it. But it just depends on what his track is.
That's what I'm saying. If it's anywhere close to that 4-week mark, I go ahead and put him on IR so I can have an extra roster spot. Yeah. That way, Kyrus Jackson or, somebody can show me that they're better than him and take his spot, then I'm good with that. And that's what I actually want, Trying to move on here from the let's see, Tennessee General. I'm hoping we do an outside move with the kicker because I'm really not happy with the new kicker that we've got. I mean, what are they doing? They traded kickers that couldn't hit from. Of course, I don't know. He hit from 48 today, so I got to give him a little bit of a credit there.
He hit from 51 today too.
Oh, did he? Yeah. Okay, I thought 48 was his longest, but all right.
53 was wide right. And then that's the only kick he missed today, though. He hit from 47, 48, 45, and 51. Everything else. Okay. Yeah. So.
All right. Then he's an upgrade from what we had.
Oh, absolutely.
Because we couldn't hit anything past 45 yards.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, if it was 45 yards or more, and I love Trey Wolf. Everybody knows that. I was a huge supporter of Trey Wolf. I really wanted to see him succeed on our team, but honestly, the one time he got an opportunity to make the kick, he missed. Yeah. And I mean, you can't do that as a kicker. You got one job. We say it all the time. You got one job, one thing to do, put it through the uprights. If you can't do that, see ya.
Yeah.
So, go ahead.
With Badgley, well, first let me say shout out to my boy Miles Red right there in the comments. Appreciate you tuning in. With Badgley, I think that's how you say his name. I'm guessing.
Yes.
He's 81.7% for his career, 96.9% on extra points, 85% from field goal range last year, and 100% on extra points, and a career long of 59. Now he's only 5 of 13 from over 50 yards in his career, which is concerning. However, if you look at the two that we had, this is definitely an upgrade.
I was going to say they weren't hitting from 45. So if this guy can at least hit him from 50, that means he's better than what we had.
Yes. I would also like to point out that I think, was it Robbie Gould, whatever his first name, I think it's Robbie Gould. Mm-hmm. That guy, still available. Titans, go get him, please. Like, that's who we need. That's it. He's there. Go get him. He might be walking with a cane by now. He's pretty old, but like, if he can kick him and do it, go get him. And I also see people talking about Rodrigo Blankenship. The guy isn't any better than what we have right now. Like, that's not a viable option here. Why would we bring in somebody else who can't make kicks?
Anybody who says that we should get Rodrigo Blankenship, and I am a Georgia fan. Remember this. I root for every Georgia player to succeed in the NFL. But anybody who says we should pick him means they don't watch the other AFC teams' games because he sucked with the Colts.
Yeah. Yep.
Sorry. Moving on. Caleb Murphy. Can he keep the streak alive? He had one sack in the first game, 2 sacks in the second game. Can he keep the sack streak alive and get a sack in the third game? I would love it if he went 1, 2, 3. That would be amazing.
Yeah.
Bro, if he gets 3 sacks, he's locked.
Yeah.
For sure.
I think he's locked now. I think he's on the roster. I don't see how you put him on the practice. Somebody's going to pick him up if he gets put on the practice squad.
Exactly. Can't let him hit the waiver wires.
Yeah,
man.
No, that's the guy that, like, and you're talking about a guy who might turn into the next absolute monster of the NFL. And if you let him go, and in 3 years he leads the league in sacks, everybody in Nashville is going to hate you, and you're going to be on your way out, just like J-Rob was because of all his misses. Caleb Murphy has got to be a Titan, and we've got to have him. No practice squad for him.
Yeah,
he's got to make.
He would never make it to the practice squad, man. That's one of the things we'll talk about it Monday, but that's one of the things that I go over when I go over my roster predictions. One of the stipulations for it is how tempting is this guy to other people?
Yeah.
How tempting is this guy to other teams? Doesn't matter if we need that spot that bad. It's just how tempting is it to other teams, and are we willing to let that talent go? And as far as he goes, he is very tempting to other teams, and we should not want to let that talent go. No matter how many pass rushers we have, we can always use more.
Yep. Well, it's just like we talked about Monday. Whenever they used to bring out Kyle Vanden Bosch and his squad, they would bring in another squad right behind him of 5 new guys, and with the depth that we have up front right now, you can do that. So why would you let go of a guy who could possibly, even if he only gets 2 or 3 sacks this year, he's a rookie. So I would never let a rookie go who's showing promise like this, even if it is the preseason against backups. Those backups might be tomorrow's starters. So I think there's no way I would do it. I'm hoping that the Titans don't do that, because there are plenty of guys that we can cut before we cut Caleb Murphy.
Yeah, I'll say this. I was really upset at the team for getting rid of DeMarcus Walker because, again, if y'all don't watch the show, I'm a huge Georgia fan, and I root for all Georgia players to succeed in the NFL, and he is succeeding in the NFL, but he's not succeeding with the Titans, which is where I want them all to come to. Anyway, I wasn't upset, with them letting him go now. I'm not now, because I see all the talent that we have. We got Arden Key. Rashad Weaver. We got this Caleb Murphy guy. Harold Landry's coming back. We got rushers.
Let's not forget that Harold Landry was blossoming into a superstar before he got hurt last year. I mean, we signed him to the major extension. Like the guy was coming into his own. And if he goes back to even 90%, 80% of that, then he's a dog.
So well, and he should, because I mean, look, it's just like on offense with the pick your poison. I mean, do you want to get rushed up the middle by Simmons and Autry?
Right.
Or do you want to get rushed from the outside from, Key and Harold Landry or Rashad Weaver and Caleb Murphy, or, mix them all up however you want, throw Tierre Tart in there to screw things up.
Tierre Tart's not going to be blocked.
So, I mean, we've got just an amazing front seven. So,
which also opens up to the cornerbacks better eat this year. This is Christian Fulton's contract year. Sean Murphy Bunting's got he's bunting. He's got something to prove. Roger McCreary's got something to prove. So those three guys should be pressing almost all game, unless we're up by a lot of points. Then they should be up on the line of scrimmage, because they're going to – every offense we face this year is not going to be able to run the ball. You're not running the ball on this front seven. You're just not. Our front seven is monstrous against the run.
Mm-hmm.
So what are your options? You can't throw it deep, because you're going to be sacked if you try to throw it deep. So you're going to be able – every offense we face is going to be 2 or 3 seconds or less, and then the ball is going to be out. So I don't want to see any 10 yards off the line of scrimmage coverage like we were seeing 2 years ago and made us all break TVs and break laptops, and everybody was pissed off and just ready to run to Nashville and just blow everything up, because it was that infuriating to watch guys playing 5-10 yards off the line of scrimmage in press coverage situations. This year, press. Let's stop these short passes. They can't throw it deep. This defense, oh, man, I'm so excited about this defense.
Well, here's something that should make you even more excited about the defensive backs in this defense. Our starting defense, anyway. Amani Hooker has amassed, I think it's 5 or 6 interceptions in 13 practices.
Yeah. That guy, yeah. I mean, Amani Hooker was coming into his own. I think he's been hobbled a little bit in the past couple years, but
if he can stay on the field.
Yep.
Yeah, I feel like him and Byard are basically just going to be back there ball hawking.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I totally agree with Michael Newsom here when he says that, he's going to prove why he should never really be asked to take a pay cut. He should probably be paid more. I mean, and he really wasn't taking a pay cut.
It was just restructured.
Moving money around. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of semantics.
We should give Byard part ownership of the team. That guy's an ultimate Titan. That guy is awesome. I love Kevin Byard.
On that topic, there is one topic I wanted to talk about this offseason. I might talk about it next offseason as well, but I feel like we should offer Derrick Henry a lifetime deal like we did Peyton Manning. I feel like that would go a long way with a guy like Derrick Henry, and I feel like we might be able to get him on a contract less than what he would normally take with something like that.
Yeah.
That comes with that. That you are a part of this organization for life. You're going to get X percentage of whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, make him a lifetime member. And then we get to keep Derrick Henry until he retires. And to be honest, I don't see that being that horrible of an idea with Kevin Byard either.
Right.
I mean, look what he does off the field.
Yep.
Don't pay attention to what he does on the field. He's like Jeffrey Simmons. He does so much off the field for his hometown, and his hometown is literally like 40 miles from Nashville.
Murfreesboro.
Yeah, Murfreesboro, man. He's the mayor. So, I don't know. A guy like that, you can't let him go, from my opinion.
It's to me, they're ambassadors, and I go back every time. I'm going back to Nick Saban, because that's my guy, GOAT. So he talks all the time about ambassadors for Alabama football. So, and that's why Alabama has been dominant for 15 years. There are people who come and go, but they're always up there contending because they have ambassadors for the program. Now, if you look in the NFL, there are guys like Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, the Drew Brees, even for the Saints, those guys are ambassadors for their team, and they bring in people. And that's what Kevin Byard can do. That's what Derrick Henry can do. That's what Jeff Simmons can do. So, yes. So whenever we look at guys like that, you have to keep them around. And that's what made me so upset about the A.J. Brown trade. Not only because we lost a top 5 receiver in the NFL going into his prime, and I know this is a touchy subject for us all, but we also lost a true ambassador for what we were trying to accomplish in Tennessee. In the middle of a Super Bowl window, we lost. That's what you traded away. And Traylon might turn out to be great, but who knows if he's going to be a true ambassador for Titans football. And that's what we need to keep around. Like you said, on lifetime type deals where you stay a Titan until you retire. Then when you get older, you get to become a veteran like all these guys are becoming. Big Jeff's in his prime. Derrick Henry is a veteran. Kevin Byard is a veteran. They're both very great, not just very good. They're both great. But those guys are bringing in people like D-Hop now, who are going to be he's another veteran who is adding to this offense and can help us along the way. And that's the type of people that we need. Like you said, just ambassadors, and keep those guys, because that's what we haven't done in Nashville in the entire time Tennessee's been here. We have like one guy that we'll keep for his whole career, and we'll let somebody else go in the middle of it.
Yep. All right, man. So, yeah, and I agree with that too. Yeah, we all feel the same way about him.
100%.
Off that topic. So I got to give my boy here credit, and I got to give Cortland credit too. Both of them brought a player to my attention that I didn't really recognize until last week, Monday. Thomas Odukoye. I'd heard his name a couple times. I'd heard him mention about being a great blocking tight end. Didn't really pay that much attention to him on film because he's blocking tight end. I don't really care, to be honest with you. I'm being real. I mean, secondary blocking tight ends, we need one as far as I'm concerned. But looking at the tape, man, that dude is more than just a blocking tight end. He's like an offensive lineman that lines up at tight end. He is just mauling people, dude. And I went back and watched some tape. Yeah, and I have to give both a shout out and credit to bringing a baller to my attention. I feel like he makes the roster. Dude, yeah. I mean, by next year, he might be our other side. You know what I mean? I want Wiley to succeed, but the type of offense that we run with Derrick Henry, if we keep Derrick Henry and all that, that's what we need. We need a guy that's going to push people around and then a guy that can catch the ball. And so, I mean, that balances it out perfectly. And Odukoye fits that role for a backup for Wesco if he goes down. So I think if we do keep 4 tight ends, which I believe we do, I had Elise Mack as my choice until Monday.
Yeah.
And then I went home and watched not Monday, actually. It was earlier today, believe it. But I was watching some tape on him, and I was like, man, that guy is amazing. I see what they're talking about. And, yeah, as far as I'm concerned, he needs to be on the roster.
Yes. Shout out to Jesse down there in the comment section. Thank you for tuning in, new to the podcast there. And he also mentions that Coach Vrabel loves that tight end. He will make the roster. I agree wholeheartedly. He had a quote either today or yesterday that said we lucked up with Odukoye, and he basically a shot in the dark, and it happened. He's actually from the Netherlands, which I think is really cool. He played football at Eastern Michigan in college, but he's originally from the Netherlands. Yeah, Michael, I think Wiley is just really nervous. He's just I don't think he's gotten his NFL legs yet or NFL hands yet. So I think Wiley will be okay as a pass catcher. He has a lot of work to do in every other department. Odukoye is a guy who's I hate to even compare him to Trayvon Wesco because I want him to have more than 4 career catches. Mm-hmm. But a blocking guy, he blocks like a right tackle, man. He blocks like a tackle. He does not block like a tight end. The guy is just out there, like you said earlier, mauling people. Just every run play, he's springing runs. That's the kind of guy I want. And if he can go out and catch us 5 or 6 passes, cool, whatever. But Tim Kelly loves his tight ends. We heard Tic Tac talk about this when he was on the show. And since he loves his tight ends, we're going to have 2 guys who can catch the ball, 2 guys who can block. And Odakoye might be one of the best blocking tight ends in the NFL this year. Keep an eye out for number 89. The guy is a dog. If you haven't seen him yet, watch him Friday night. Then watch him when the regular season comes around because he will be on the field. Not to mention, we don't have a fullback because Tim Kelly loves his tight ends.
Yeah, I was going to say, you know what we like to do with that.
Yeah, so keep an eye out for Odakoye being at fullback some. I don't want to see much of Wesco on the field at all because he's only caught 4 passes in his entire career. Love some Chig. Well, yeah, Chig is he's like a known commodity now. So it's not really fun to talk about Chig right now because it's like we know what Chig is going to be himself. So if we feed him, he's going to be a monster. That's what he's there for. So he's kind of making the graphics at this point. I like to talk about the guys who haven't made the graphics yet.
I heard a rumor about an hour before I got on the show that Chig was hurt.
He was hurt. He went into the locker room with something, but I don't think he's hurt. I don't think it's anything too bad.
Good. I hope that is true. I don't know because I ain't really asked none of my insiders about it because I really ain't had time, to be honest. But I heard it, I saw it, and I went, oh, crap, I hope that's not true, and just kind of moved on because I had to kind of get ready for this. But a big thing everybody's talking about, and then we're going to move on to how to watch the game, but Monty Rice, is he really in danger of losing a roster spot? Not in my opinion.
I don't think so.
I just say that. I don't think that Monty Rice is worse than, I don't know. There's a couple names that come to mind. I mean, Chance Campbell, maybe not. I don't know. Ben Neiman, maybe not. I don't. It really depends on what kind of skills you're talking about, and are you really going to let a guy hit the waiver wire that you were projecting to start at the beginning of training camp? I just don't think that's a possibility. But I think it makes for a good storyline, which is why I think you're seeing a lot of it. But that's just my opinion.
Yeah, I don't see him losing a spot. I don't see him getting on the field too much unless somebody gets hurt. But Monty Rice is better than Ben Neiman. I might die on that hill by myself, but that guy, Monty Rice, is a better linebacker than Ben Neiman. I don't know. It's pretty clear now that Dr. Gibby is going to be the second middle linebacker for this team. So, and like I said, hopefully he does great. Hopefully he blossoms into a star. If he can just do good enough, because Azeez Al-Shaair is going to be that guy in the middle. He's a true Titan, exactly what you want in a Titans linebacker. So as long as he can defend a pass, knock a pass down every now and then and stuff a run, I'm okay with Dr. Gibby. Monty is a heat-seeking missile when he's on the field. I don't know what's going on with him in this training camp, if he's just in the doghouse or if he's been having some nagging injuries that won't go away or what it is. I don't know what it is. We're not going to know because the Titans don't tell us anything. So we may not ever know what happened this training camp, and it might be the last time we ever hear of Monty if he gets cut. So hope not. I hope not. You know how much of a Monty fan I am. But he's looking at being a second or third string linebacker who plays a lot of special teams, but I don't think he's getting cut.
Yeah, and that's really my point is even if you take away all his linebacker ability, he's still one of the best special teamers you got on the Titans as far as a gunner goes. Why would you give that up? How to watch? Everybody asks me this, man. I'm like the local Titans guy because there's not a lot of Titans fans here. And people know I'm like a super fan. So anybody who's a casual fan comes to me for any information they want. The number one question I get asked is, where can I watch the game at this week? So weekly. Well, obviously during the regular season, I won't have to do this because you should know. But preseason is a little different. They literally, and this is very interesting. I've never seen this before, but they literally change what not station, but what broadcaster they use depending on your area, which I that was really interesting. By the way, if you live anywhere in the Tennessee area, you can stream it live on the Titans website free. If you want to watch it on regular TV, if you're in the Huntsville, Alabama area, it's channel 19 on CBS. Jackson, Tennessee, it's 16 and Fox. Knoxville, Tennessee area, it's channel 6 ABC. Memphis, Tennessee is 3 CBS. Tri-City is 11 ABC. And Paducah, Kentucky is 23 and it's Fox. Isn't that weird? I mean, we got CBS, Fox, ABC, CBS, ABC, Fox. And they're all showing the same game within almost the same state. That's just, to me, that's just mind-blowing. I don't understand how that really pans out or works out for the NFL.
No idea with that.
You know,
no idea. Way above my head on that one.
But you know what the best way to watch the game is, Tyler, don't you?
Go to Nissan Stadium and scream your lungs out. That's
right.
Yeah.
That's right. And where are we going to be on Friday?
What section are we in? 102? Is that what we're in?
Yeah, 102, I believe.
102. Yeah. So yes, sir. Going to be there. Not going to have a voice until Tuesday afternoon, hopefully. So I hope they give us plenty to scream about because I'm ready to go get loud. I know that.
Me too. I hope we're both horsed to where we can't hardly even do the podcast Monday.
Yeah. Y'all will know if the Titans did really good just by watching us Monday.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you hear my deep sultriness in my voice on Monday, then they didn't do very good.
Yeah.
So yes, and we will always thank you for that, Ms. Wilson.
Yes.
So yeah, any wrap up wild takes, hot takes for the game?
Really have any hot takes? I would like to see Will Levis show out, give us 150 yards or more and a couple touchdowns. That would be nice. I'd like to see Malik show out. Give us something. Give me something to be excited about on offense if Brian Tannehill goes down somehow. And hopefully, like I said, hopefully that don't happen because we don't want to see either one of these guys this year. But if we're going off of Titans history, we need a solid backup. Somebody do something, please. Also, Badgley, hit your kicks. Please. You get paid to do one thing. One thing. It's your entire job. You don't have to do anything else. Just make a kick. Make kicks. That's it. Please. Please. I'm begging you. I will give you so many shout outs. I literally show love to the specialist. That's my thing. I can't show love to bad kickers, though. Titans, help me out. Ryan Stonehouse is a unit. He's an all-pro. He's a dog. Give us a kicker also. Why do we always have good punters and bad kickers? It makes no sense. All right. That's it.
That's cool, man. You go for it. Man, you always take my hot takes, man. I was gonna say Levis gets 2 touchdowns on offense. On defense, my hot take is 3 and out if the starters start.
Yeah.
I mean, if the starters start, 3 and out.
Yeah.
If you don't get 3 and out against the Patriots, I'm gonna be upset. Just being real. I mean, I really want to sack. I want to sack, and then 3 and out. Defensive starters can go sit on the sidelines for the rest of the game. I'm happy.
Yeah.
As far as the offense goes, I just want a decent drive. I don't even care if you get a touchdown. Don't care if you get a field goal. Just a decent drive. Show me that you can move the ball.
Yeah.
2 or 3 first downs is good enough for me. Yeah, and excited, and keep an eye out for pop-up videos while we're at the game.
Yes.
Plan on doing a couple of those, maybe a couple pregame. Don't know yet. Just going to kind of play it by ear and see how it goes. So keep your eyes open. Best thing to do if you want to catch all those videos, though, is to go to YouTube, go to our YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button. Yeah, hit all notifications. And then bam, you'll get a little thing that pops up on your phone saying, hey, these guys are doing live shows right now.
Yeah.
So
I would like to, before we go, I got a couple things I want to talk about. I know we got about 10 minutes left before our time limit. So first of all, I want to definitely mention to keep Caleb Farley and his family in your prayers, thoughts, what good vibes, whatever it is that you do, just send him his way, man, because he lost his dad in a house explosion in a house that he owned, and it's horrible. It's been a big thing on Twitter. Some piece of expletive guy on Twitter with the
no, you can
terrible,
say it.
horrible hate.
Titans Tonk. Yeah,
Yeah,
unfollow
yeah,
him.
yeah. Well, he deleted
Unfollow.
his account. He
Oh,
deleted his
did he?
account. Yeah,
Did
because
they find? Well,
yeah,
good.
because we bullied him into deleting
I was
his
gonna
account.
say, yeah, I think everybody was on. Jeffrey Simmons jumped
Absolutely,
on.
yeah.
Nate Washington. Yeah,
Yeah,
that.
that's the worst thing I've ever seen from a Titans fan. Don't be a Titans fan anymore. We don't want you in our community at all. Like
Nope.
that's horrible. And but just keep them in your thoughts and thoughts, prayers, whatever it is that you do, because that's such a horrific thing. And to see him afterwards in that interview was heartbreaking. I hate seeing him like that. So yeah, I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that, man, because it's horrible.
Yeah.
So that's I just wanted to mention that because I mean that's something that's been going on the past couple of days, and it's something that really is heartbreaking. I mean, I know everybody who has a good relationship with their father can definitely empathize with that.
Well, and a lot of people don't know that he lost his mother to cancer just a couple years ago.
Yeah, yeah.
So I mean, he's literally lost both his parents in a span of like 3 years.
Yeah, yeah. And on top of the injury struggles and trying to get traction in his career that he loves, it's horrible, and he just lost more of his support system. So everybody needs to be there for him, even if we don't know the man, he doesn't know us. But hey, as a community, we're behind you. We're here if you need anything. Titans Nation's got your back, dog. Always.
Yes,
so,
sir.
The other thing that I was going to mention is Corey Davis has retired from the NFL. So there goes Cortland's plan to bring him back to Nashville. Just when he had me convinced that maybe.
Me too. Yeah.
28 years old, and he's retiring from the NFL. I would like to point out if he was a 5th round pick, he would be one of my favorite Titans of all time. The reason I don't like him is because he was a number 5 pick, and it was not a good pick. But shout out to Corey Davis. Hope you do well in retirement. Wish nothing but the best for you. That's pretty much it. That's all I've got on the 2 subjects that I need to bring up.
All right, yeah, man. No, those are great additions. I can't believe I forgot to bring up the Caleb Farley situation. Shout out to Caleb. Everybody knows how I feel about Caleb Farley on the football field. But just set the record straight off the football field. I don't care who you are, human to human, man. I feel for you. I'm praying for you. Nah, I'm sorry, man. That's tough. And Corey Davis, again, human to human. I hope everything's good for you, man. He said it was a tough decision, but it was the right decision for him. He's going to spend more time with his family and stuff. So good for you, man. I hope you enjoy life after football. And good on you for, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, you did decent for yourself. You made some money. You played the game you love on a professional level. You got to do it for many years. And now you get to go see what else is out there still at a young enough age that you can, produce really well in whatever you do in your career afterwards. So, aces on you, brother.
Yep.
So we're going to wrap up on that. Tyler, go ahead and tell them where to find you at, brother.
At Titan_always 22 on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it.
No, Twitter.
The Ryan Stonehouse Stan account, the one and only, the original. Better be the one and only. I'm going to be hating on whoever tries to take my account name. We show love to the specialist, man. That's what I'm saying. I show love to the specialist. Was a punter in high school, so I love the specialist. I love Ryan Stonehouse. Used to be the Brett Kern Stan account. So come on there, come interact with me. Titans Fan Battle Podcast on TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, fanbattlesports.com. Find us anywhere, man. Find us anywhere you want to get us. If you're at work this week, next week, and you want to hear this podcast again or the ones from Monday nights, get on Spotify, our iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, whatever you're on. Come on there, listen to us again. Tell your friends about us. Tell your mom about us. Spread the word, baby. Let's grow this thing.
That's right. And as always, I am Maximus Titan fan. You can find me anywhere, Twitter, Facebook. And as always, I'm part of the Titans Fan Battle Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. But we urge all viewers to go to our YouTube channel and subscribe. That is where we're trying to get our most views from. Seems to be, their algorithm or whatever we're trying to get up with it. But anyway, thank you for tuning in tonight. If you see us, at the game, you see us at the game. Until then, we'll see you Monday night, you guys. Y'all have a good night.
Sir, tighten up, y'all.